Hello, everyone. How's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume our complete beginner's guide to No Man's Sky, shall we? So, we built this little base. It's not humongous, but it's our starter. It's hanging precariously, but it's fine. You don't have to worry about the fact that this is hanging off of this ledge like this. It'll tell you when you can't build it. If you want, you can always just build some kind of structure out here that you feel would make sense as supporting this. Like you could put a wall, like right there. And, then, have like another wall like right there, And then now there is some semblance of this making sense if you want, but you don't have to do that. Now, what we want to do is just come over here to the base computer and check it out. And it says accessing log from previous user, additional archives recovered. Entry 4925E follows, and from this camera angle you get a really nice view of my pants, and they seem to be fitting very well. Construction largely a success. Recovered salvage data from nearby. Plans logged. Scans indicate additional subterranean devices beginning search. Extract the plans, and whoever recorded these logs evidently had some success. I have access to their plans, and perhaps I can learn from their efforts. So we learned how to make a construction research unit. This is a portable blueprint research device. So this is incredibly important to us because it says here this field deployed research module allows the user to convert older damaged technology modules into construction blueprints. So we'll build this right here. It says expand our base by earning new construction blueprints. Dig up buried technology. That expensive stuff that we already have inside our ship, I believe. The 4 buried technology modules that we have, we can use this to learn how to make new things for our base. And then if we power our base, which is we find a way of providing electrical power to our base, we can enable advanced technology, like, for example, a teleporter to instantly return to our base during our travels, which is hugely important. One of the best things about the base, once we get it all built, we can have a teleporter, for example, going from this base to another base, or to a space station, or another world, or wherever. And it's incredibly useful to be able to jump around like that to our freighter or whatever. So let's go ahead and get out of this. It used to be that building a teleporter was like way at the end of the technology tree, and they've made it so much easier. Look at that awesome reflection on my door. So they want me to make some pure ferrite. So, for example, if I want to build a construction research unit, I already have magnetized ferrite, so we just need the carbon nanotubes. So I'm going to go into my inventory, push the middle button here, and I'm just going to select an empty space and build these carbon nanotubes. And now I can already build the construction research unit. And you could put this wherever you want. Like, if you want to build it inside, you can have it just in your base. And so let's just put it over here in this corner so that we could chill out while we use this thing. And I'm just going to kind of put it right here. And you can obviously rotate it around, but I like where it's at, looking like this. You could, cheat it out so it's like feng shui or whatever, like this, and we build it like that. And there we go. Look at that. So look at this. We have an incoming firestorm, but we don't really have to care because guess what? Our base is secure. This is one of the awesome advantages. And you'll notice that we do have some windows here on these walls in the corner, which is kind of cool. We have these little slits coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and use the construction research unit. And it says analysis unit online, diagnostic suggestion. User should recover salvage data from buried technology, equip and utilize an analysis visor. And you have 2 choices. You can research buildable technology or research structures. So if we research buildable technology, you'll come to a a tech tree like this, but you can just push L1 and R1 to switch between structures for construction and buildable technology. So like, we have the timber wall and we have the timber floor panel and the timber roof. But let's say we wanted some more refined things, like we wanted a thin wall or a rectangular door, or we wanted a glass panel for our roof, or we wanted the windows like I was talking about before. Like all of these things you can get and you can unlock them. And it'll say, for example, in the bottom right corner in this yellow icon, there's a cube and it says a number, and that's how much salvage data you have to unlock that. You can also do stone if you want to make stone walls. And hey, look at this. Remember how I said there wasn't much use for silicate powder? Well, guess what? Here's another use. You can build in stone instead, which is actually probably easier for us to get than carbon because we just have to dig the ground out. So, we can soul cast up some stone walls out of silicate powder, and that's great. Or you can use ferrite to make like this awesome looking metal alloy walls, but ferrite is a little bit harder to get in the beginning, at least in my opinion, so I think we should go for stone. Now here's right away, look at this, at the top, the base teleportation module. We could just get this, and then we can be able to teleport to a space station if we wanted. And we don't have the salvage modules it's telling us. So first of all, our spaceship is a little too far away to be able to access it. You could see we're in a storm. But I'm going to go inside the ship. We can also be safe from the storm in here. I'm going to go into the inventory of the ship. And here's our salvage data. And the storm's clearing. Let's just bring this over to our exosuit like this. Now, some of this stuff, let's open the geo. Just, hold square to open that. And we got a bunch of ferrite, which is awesome. And look at this. We have 585 silicate powder just from mining around. So let's go ahead and switch and learn how to build stone so that we can extend our base. We could totally replace what we've done, but I find stone easier to get than carbon because silicate powder is just, you gather it so quickly. Anything you can gather with the terrain manipulator is usually a win because you don't have to worry about it overheating. It's easy to power. You just hold it down, blast away, especially something as abundant as silicate powder. Some of the rarer elements in metals, well, maybe not, but this, sure. All right, and what am I carrying in my starship? I've got some lesser used items right here. This sodium nitrate, I'm just going to put this in my starship. And what else do I have? I'm going to charge up the O2 right there, but dihydrogen, I'm just going to push, I'll just bring this over to the starship just to free up a little bit of space, the Corvette casing, that can easily go in my starship. Great. All right, so we're going to get out now. Just going to push square to get out of the ship. And, I'm going to use the data that we have to research some stuff. Like, I really want this. We're going to research buildable technology, and I really want this teleporter. I'm just going to get this. So we have this, but this requires power, so we can't just use this without some other elements, like, for example, this biofuel reactor. So this will help us make power, but it burns carbon to do so. So I don't like to use this because you have to have a lot of carbon, but it's required to research this until we can get to some other elements. Now, electrical wiring is just free, so go ahead and get that. The save beacon is also quite useful. You can put it down anywhere and save it, but to be honest, if you haven't noticed already, every time you exit your starship, it saves the game, but it's nice to put one of these inside your base so you can just save the game if you have to leave inside your base and just click it to save the game instead of going out to your starship. Now, we're going to learn to build some stuff that's even better for our base regarding our starship like a landing pad so we can connect our starship to the base very easily, land very easily, but we don't have it yet. Now, what we want to build to are batteries and solar panels, as well as signal booster is very useful for helping to find things, and we can tell it what we want to find. So, for example, if we want to like expand our exosuits inventory, we can look for ways to do that with the signal booster, etc. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to, let's see, I have one salvage data left. You can see that in the upper left. I'm going to start on stone, but you can see we need a ton of more salvage data, right? And let's figure out how to get that. It's actually pretty easy and fun. It's one of my favorite things to do in the game because you can use the salvage data to research blueprints, or you can just sell it to make a ton of money. Your base can be renamed, interact with your base computer. Yes, indeed. So let's go over here to our base computer, interact with it, and it says, look at this. This is how cool it is. Here's an exterior picture of our base, and we can rename it by just clicking on this pencil, hold X, and we're going to name this incompetent base. And I'm just going to name it like, something fun where it's like, you know, suggestive of 001. Like we're going to have 1,000,000 bases, and there we go. And we can upload the base. So it uploads to the servers. So other people can see this, check it out if they want. Now, another thing we can do is it wants us to build the teleport module. So it's telling us to do that right away. And we're going to get into that in a moment. But first, let's talk about how to get some more buried technology modules. All right. So I'm going to use my visor, and I'm going to look around. You could see, like, there's a subterranean relic. That's cool. There's another relic. And this is what we're looking for. Buried technology module. It looks like the Wi-Fi signal in the kind of pennant right there. So I'll just hold square to tag that. And you can see I've marked it. It's actually not very far away. So we could just run over there if we wanted. And I run quite a bit in this game. Did I get that knowledge stone? Because, and it becomes easier once we get to the space station, as you'll see, and upgrade our suit and stuff. It takes fuel to, like, take off all the time with the ship. So unless it's a prohibitive distance, I like to just do it this way. And we just learned the coordinating conjunction and in Viking. How about that? I'm going to look down this hole really fast. It's a cave. I'm just going to make sure that the one animal that I need isn't just like right there chilling. All right. And we have this location pinned. So I'm just going to kind of Superman over. And we did get, looks like we got hit by a hazardous plant like this. Break these up for oxygen, sure. And here's some fantastic sodium, so I'll just gather that while I'm here. And now you can see it says destination reached, and we're on top of where the buried technology module is. So we need to push triangle to select to our manipulator. You're always going to have to dig for these, unless I think we found one that was like where the terrain loaded really weird and it just was floating. But you're usually going to need to dig. So stand over top of it and just hold down your blast. And look, it's right there. It's like really close to the surface. Sometimes they're deeper than that, but they're not super deep. So it bugs out sometimes, and it's not always easy to get to. So I've had to abandon technology modules where I just couldn't find it. But this one is right here. So I'm just going to hold the square, and we got only one salvage data from that, which is unfortunate. But, oh, no, we got two. Okay. Sometimes you can get a whole bunch. And just kind of look around and see if you can find another one. There's a cache. There's a knowledge stone. There's some copper. There's actually an observatory, which is cool. But here we go. It's right over here. I'm going to tag it. And we're just going to end up ping-ponging around, getting some buried technology modules because I love researching as many of the things that I can build, like right at the beginning of the game. I think it's cool. I prefer solar panels to bioreactors, but they're very expensive. They only charge during the day, so you have to have batteries to make them viable. But it's great once you get them set up. They also take some more complicated elements, but it's worth it, I think, anyway. All right, here it is right here. All right, so we dug it up, and we get 1 from that, and we got 2. Okay. Now, the other thing is we're getting silicate powder as we do this, which is really cool. Unidentified. We'll scan that. And this is... It's getting cold outside. Oop, got to switch over to our mining beam. Oh, no, we need a advanced mining laser. No, can't get that. Never mind. I lied. We do need some more ferrite, but we'll get there. Now, I don't see any... buried technology immediately, so I'm going to kind of run back to our base. You could see it right there. It'll always... Your base and your ship will be on your compass on the top center of the HUD. You can see the starship icon, and the base kind of looks like a... I always think it looks like an igloo or something. It's like a domed house. So you can easily orient. Now, sometimes if you get... Like, if it's off-world, you might not see that, but I think you actually still do see it. Weapon charge depleted, which means we need to push down. Recharge this baby with some carbon. Recharged it. Another reason why I like keeping carbon and using silicate powder for our stone base, because of just how unbelievably useful carbon is for so many different things. And I'm just kind of poking around. You can see a sac venom usually indicates some kind of very valuable commodity. But you need to be careful in No Man's Sky, because some of the valuable commodities, the Sentinels will either protect them or, you know, there's other things that might fight you if you try to get it sometimes. So, just things to look out for. We'll deal with it when we get there. And, okay, let's go ahead and research some new stuff. So, now we have 4 data. And let's get the battery. Okay, and let's get the save beacon. Fantastic. Remember, we want all of it. Now, they want us to make metal plating ×4. So let's go into our inventory and just try to do this. And we'll go to metal plating, and we can make 1, and then you can just hold square to make more. And we had enough to make 3, but we need 50 to make another one. Now we have a bunch of, though, pure ferrite that we could reduce back into regular ferrite dust, or I can just go here and just kind of blast up this stuff to get ferrite dust. So that should give us a ton, and we got some geodes as well. The geodes are just fantastic for like getting a windfall, and it's a really cool thing that they added where you can just get, they're just random, you get lucky, but you see right here, like we just use these 2, and let's see what we get. You can, yeah, we got 204 ferrite dust from those geodes. So now, no problem, just go to your metal plating, hold square to make another one, and now we have enough, and they want us to craft carbon nanotubes, so that's easy enough for us. Right here, I can just say build 2 by pushing R1, and then just push X, and we just made 2. And they want me to make the base teleporter. Now, I always build this inside the base for convenience. And right here, advanced technology, general unit, base teleporter. And, you know, you could put this wherever you like. I'm going to put it kind of like, you know, right here in this corner. It's enormous. And you could see it like basically touch, if the ceiling was flat, it would touch it, but luckily it kind of goes up. But now we built it, but it says supply power. So we can go to the mission log, and we could select powering the base, and we need to construct a biofuel reactor, which we already know how to make. It's right here. We already got this recipe, and we just need metal plating and oxygen. We have that. But, it's kind of dark in my base as it's nighttime. We can, if we want, make a standing light, and it just takes some sodium, and, like, you can just kind of put this right there. And, there we go. I'll put another one, like, over here, just for fun. And then we built this, and you can light this up, but, well, guess what? It takes power. So we need to build a biofuel reactor. So let's go ahead and push up, and, well, no, wait. Let's go to our inventory. Let's build some metal plating. I'll just build 3. And then now we can build a biofuel reactor. For the time being, I'm going to put it right here, but I plan on replacing this. I'm just going to push R2 and build this. And now we need to create a power grid. So to create a power grid, select electrical wiring. Remember, that costs 0 once you get far enough on the tech tree to research it. So we can go up in the build menu, and you can just select electrical wiring, and you can just connect pieces together. So this is a little bit wonky, but it sort of makes sense and snaps pretty easily. So high capacity electrical wiring. Use wiring to connect power generators to your base. Most technology, as well as structures with embedded light systems, require a power source to operate. Wiring can be connected to various switches to facilitate selective flow of power. So right now we're just going to build one universal powering system to our base. So to create a power grid, we do this, and you could see on our biofuel reactor there's like a green orb with a green circle around it that's pulsing, and I just need to push R2, and now there's like a wire that wants to snap out that I'm controlling by moving around, and you just need to connect it to wherever there's a power source. So like you'll see this kind of circle with a lightning bolt, and we can connect it right here, and you just push R2, and then you can connect this with R2 to that using R2, and now you could start to see the power cable go here. You can connect this R2 to that R2. So you just kind of use R2 to snap and connect everything, and you'll see the wire flowing between everything. And I'm going to then push circle to get out of this, and now it's all lit, but there's no power because I need to open up my biofuel reactor, hold square to do this, and I need to give it something to burn. So it'll tell you right now, like, what's going on with your power grid, like what's your output, how much power are you making, and you just have to select this, and you can give it whatever you want. Now, I'm going to give it condensed carbon, because 20 condensed carbon will charge this thing all the way. So I'm going to just select it and drop it on there, and immediately everything is online. And it's going to be powering this for 38 or 37 and a half hours. So this is fantastic. And you can tell right here with our grid, like these 2 lights and this teleporter, it's using 22 kp of 50 kp. So we're making, with one biofuel reactor, fully charged up. Oh, that actually, I used all of my condensed carbon, and I didn't even get a full charge. I misread that. So I think what it meant is I needed more condensed carbon than I had to get 100% charge, but I put it all in, and here we go. And this is all the power we got. So we only got 75%, but it's good. And it's actually giving us, the insufficient power thing is no longer accurate. It's good. We powered the base, and we get credit for it. You can turn this off if you want to, like, save your power, but when you're not playing the game, it's not using your power. It's only when you're logged in. So we have 38 hours to kind of mess around. So that's a huge amount of power. Now, granted, all we're powering is the teleporter and these 2 lights, but that's pretty good. And now they want us to go back to the base computer, which we will, and check it out. And it says accessing log from previous user, additional archives recovered. Entry follows. Scanner detected unusual broadcast, repeating 16. From the space station. Warning. End of archive. Records interrupted. The base computer archives have reached their end. It seems there is nothing more I will learn from them. My predecessor appears to have left their base and headed to the space station. Leave. So they build you up. The tutorial is really, really good. It seems like it might not be apparent what they're doing, but they're setting you up to be able to enjoy and experience the world. You can see that our teleporter is actually kind of poking through the wall a little bit, clipping through. It doesn't matter. You can move it if you want, but it works. Now, we can't teleport anywhere right now because in order to teleport somewhere, you have to visit another teleporter first. So they're telling us go to the space station, check it out, and then we can actually teleport right back here when we want. And yes, before you worry, because I did, when you teleport back to your base from anywhere, your ship automatically teleports with you and just appears like outside your base somewhere, or if you have a landing pad on top of it. So they're helping you because going to a space station is going to be a huge boost for us. Now, all we need to do is just hop in our ship, and it says in the bottom right for awakenings, follow the footsteps of the base computer's previous owner, and we're going to take off, and we're going to just point up to the stars. I'm going to hold R2 and circle to go as fast as we can while we're suborbit, while we're, within the planet's gravity well, and then, well, we're still within the gravity well, but not as profoundly once we get out here. And it says investigate the space station, pilot towards the space station marker, and then use L1 and R1 to engage the pulse drive to go right at it. And pulse drive will autopilot to coordinate markers. It's usually pretty smart about where you want to go. So we need to just look around until we find this kind of yellow hexagon. That's the space station right there. It says it's 7 hours away. Just aim your reticule right at it, and then hold L1 and R1. Engage your pulse drive, and then, it's actually only going to take 30 seconds to get here. How about that? Amazing. Once we get here to the space station, you're going to start, the game is just going to open up even more. And it's just kind of like nearly overwhelming how much there is to do, how big the game is, but it's awesome. So here we are at the space station, and it says beginning docking approach, meaning like it's going to, it should automatically teleport us to where we need to go. But if it doesn't, if we hit this wall here, which we did, then it didn't automatically take us. So we need to fly around to the opening. So just kind of hold R2, and that was a rude awakening. Usually it's a little bit better than that, but this is what you're looking for. You see this blue circle or blue light? It's not a circle, it's a cool shape. Polyhedron there, and you just kind of slip through, and once you get anywhere near that, then the autopilot picks you up and takes you in. I was kind of hoping that it would do that, but instead we just hit the ship at the space station. It's embarrassing, but what can you do? And you'll hear the music like raging when you get to a space station. It's pretty epic. And then you automatically park, and all of these hexagons here with circles, these are parking spots for other aliens and their own vessels. So once you get into the space station, you get out of your ship and you can go up to the right or the left. If you move to the back of the space station where there's this like AI core thing or whatever this is, chilling up here, this is the flight path and landing overseer. You can hold square to interact with it. And life support systems stable, commercial monitoring online, flight path management 84% efficiency, Atlas surveillance functional. And so this is something to mess with later, but it's kind of just giving you some stats on how well this space station is doing and what it's doing. We're just going to leave it. But what I want to show you is that on the right or the left, there are ramps. And you can go up these. You can just sprint, or if you have enough jetpack, you can just fly all the way up. We don't have a ton yet, so it'll be easier to just fly right up without having to use these ramps. But look at this. Now we are inside the space station. There are different kind of shops and facilities on each side. Look at that awesome ship that just landed. So I want to tell you that anytime you see a ship that lands, if you have the money, you can buy that ship. So always be on the lookout for a really cool ship that you might want to buy in addition to the ship that you've got. And you could get more than one ship. Once you have a freighter, you can park them on there and just kind of switch and have like a, you know, a collection of ships or whatever. But for now, what we want to do is just notice that there's aliens and they're chilling. They've got their, like, you know, PDAs and they're talking and doing whatever they want. And just go up to one of these guys. And this is Ensign Quamquens, and just hold square and talk to this guy. And so basically, depending on what system you're in, who controls it, you're going to see more of that type of alien here. So this guy is a Viking, and look how many words we already know. Gra, which we got to know that one. Interloper, the Viking, and then and we don't know anything else. And the alien, large and intimidating, seems to be attempting to be friendly. Perhaps they know the one who came before me. And so you can talk to him and be like, hey, do you know about other travelers? And the alien draws back, startled. The look on their face tells me our conversation is over. So that didn't go well. So for the quest, it just says find life forms to ask about the mysterious signal. So you could just kind of chill out and ask other ones. Here's a Korvac. Here's some more Vikings. So you're going to see different types of aliens working. They have different stations. This right here, this is a galactic trade terminal. Whenever you see one of these, like, kind of irises that poke out from the wall like this, looking around, you can hold square and interact with this bad boy. And this allows you to buy and sell your goods. It's basically like the Grand Exchange or the marketplace, and the rates fluctuate based on a variety of factors. You know, what system you're in, what's in demand, the piracy or whatever's happening. But you can see what the price is. You can see if it's high or low. There'll be a percentage based on, like, you know, kind of a general price, galaxy or universe wide, I guess, for these things. And then you can just kind of use that to rate if this is a good price or a bad price. And then you can buy stuff and either put it in your personal inventory, or you can push square and buy stuff and have it go right to your ship. You can also sell. So right here in the middle, you can select buy or sell. So if I select sell, I can see everything that I've got and I can sell it. It tells you the price, it tells you how many I have, and you can push square to sell stuff, for example, from your inventory. So like these vortex cubes, the demand is not at its best, but it's not horrible. So I'm going to sell all of the ones that I have. So I can sell all 13 for 73,000 units, and you could see that I only have 23,000 units. I'm not going to do anything with these right now. So I'm going to sell them just to make some money. You can alter how many you sell by using right or left on the directional pad, or you can click on these arrows. But right now I'm just going to hold X, and I sold them all. And you can see my units going up as I make money. And I could sell this Korvac's casing, but there's some Korvacs here, so we could just give this to one if we want to boost our faction with them. And you can use up and down to go through different pages of what you have and what you don't have to buy and sell. And they tell you, like, what they would pay a lot for, and, you know, what goes on here, what you can buy and sell. But what's really cool is once you get a bunch of money, if you don't want to mine ferrite dust, you can just buy a bunch. Now, it's not limitless, but you can buy a lot. And you can buy metal plating, or you can buy, you know, uranium or dihydrogen jelly or tritium to recharge your pulse engine or whatever you want. Wiring looms are really expensive, but they're going to be important for us. So these are things to just keep your eye on. So this is how you use the Galactic Exchange, and you can buy or sell and switch between your inventories. Anywhere inside the space station, your starship inventory is accessible by this thing as long as it's parked at one of those spots, and you have to be parked at one of those spots. So I'm just going to push circle to close that up, and that's where you can buy and sell. And they want us to keep talking to different aliens. So let's talk to this guy now. You could see that his name, Analyst Entity Tulun, this Korvax, like the light purple text kind of indicates what faction they belong to. And I don't know any of this guy's or gal's words, so the aliens' elegant metallic shell springs to life as I approach. They study me, lights flashing around their visor. Perhaps they know something about the messages left at the base computer, so let's ask about 16. And a glazed look passes over the lifeform's visor. The number has had some strange effect on them. They seem reluctant to speak further. So this isn't going very well, but let's just keep talking to, whomever. Let's talk to this person, or this AI, and research entity Stenovo. I don't really know much, but the metallic being chatters away, pouring forth words in a language I cannot understand. But when I blink, I see the same red light that stared at me in the distress beacon. Okay, so after we've talked to... Now this is the third one. Something seems different. Let's talk, say, repeat 16. And look, now it's talking to us. We are watching you, traveler friend. Find what we have left you. Though the alien speaks, the words are not their own. A string of code is echoed back to me through the red glare, logged directly to my exosuit. The crimson light fades away, and I see the life form staring at me through its visor. Whatever has happened, they do not appear to have seen it. I should leave. Perhaps my base computer would be able to make something of this code. Leave. So now, they're telling us, okay, you're at the space station, and every system has a space station, and you can visit the technology merchants to upgrade our ship and our equipment, which we'll do. Visit the cartographer for directions. Oh, we've completed some kind of milestone, maybe talking to... Oh, just making money. Space trucker. Alright. So cool. We got a new milestone. And then we can visit the cartographer directions to outposts. We can also get missions from the mission agent, and we can use the teleporter to instantly return to our base. So right here is the teleporter. Now, it looks just like ours. And if you hold square at this, you can see it says, where do you want to go? So your bases, okay, so we can have, this base. Now, before you could only have one base, but I'm pretty sure you can have multiple bases now. I can't remember how many you can have, or exactly what it takes to get more than one base, but right now we just have one. And you can visit any other space station that you have visited, bases of friends that you have within the game that have, and if they've allowed you access, you can teleport to them. Or locations that, if you're in a group doing some kind of like event or something like that, you could teleport to join your group that you're with. But right now, let's just select our own base right now and warp to the base like this. And you can see that we're just going to get this incredible screen. Now, you might have to look away. This screen can be blinding. This is the, like, I'm teleporting screen. It might also be what you see when you die. I'm not sure. But bam. Now here we are back at our base. It's daytime. And I walk out, and the base computer wants us to interact with it. And look, like I told you, our ship is right here. So we're going to do more quest stuff with the base computer, and we can warp back to the space station, which we're actually going to do because there's a lot more to explore there. But I just wanted to show you how awesome it is that now, as long as we have power, and we have 37 hours and 14 minutes left, we can just warp back to any place else that we've ever warped before and have easy access to get around. So they've made such great improvements to the travel, the teleporting, and on PlayStation 5, that teleportation from the base, to your space station or back is so much faster than it used to be. It's amazing. I'm sure on PC they've sped it up as well. It's just really, really great how fast it is. It used to take, it could take minutes, I feel like, before. Now it's really, really quick. And we're doing awesome. So we built some new stuff. We got salvage technology. We mined. We unlocked new blueprints. And we went to the space station for the first time. We looked at the trade center at the space station, and now we have to look at a lot more and complete some of the quest work that we're doing, and we'll get into that next episode. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're still finding this series to be helpful and fun. Take care.